What if you could create dynamic browser-ready visualizations in 10 lines of code? Meet Vis.js. Look at this node graph. You could have easily just plotted this node graph using just 10 lines, 15 lines of code. This is the power of Vis.js. Vis.js is a JavaScript library which specializes in mainly four things: network, timeline, graphs, and dataset. This is a network graph of the cast of Les Miserables, or the characters of Les Miserables movie. In this, we can see that it's a pretty complicated relation between all the characters, but it is a great way to gather the information that we need. Suppose we can zoom in on one single character and we can see to whom this character will have relations with. We can see that we can go through the entire graph, we can move around the different nodes, and we can gather the information that we need. We can see which character has the most number of connections, and so on. Moving on, we can plot 3D graphs with it and interact with it. We can zoom in and we can see what values is at a certain point. Moving on further, the timelines would look something like this. We can interact with the timeline. We can see at what moment that specific event occurred. We can go zoom in further to see the exact time at which that event occurred. As we can see it, his specific event occurred at Saturday 28th June at 12 o'clock, and we can go on further to see all the other events that have occurred. Now moving on to dataset. This is a dataset is like a data structure present in Vis.js. It is like a dynamic and a flexible way to store and manipulate data, and it is used in by Vis.js for visualizing the data. It allows for easy insertion, update, and deletion. This makes it useful for interactive and real-time visualizations such as networks, timelines, and graphs. Now we can put in event listeners, and we can basically, when event occurs, we can change the data that is present in this, and we can change the graph in real time. This makes it a really good tool to plot real-time changes in the graphs and in the graphs. I will show you a basic example of how the Vis.js library works. This is the code for graph node that has been plotted in the right. First, we have to show what nodes are present in this graph: node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. Then we have to show the connections between these nodes: node 1 to 2, node 2 to 3, node 3 to 4, like it is written in this. Then this line of code will tell us where we will put our graph. Basically, it will show it will access the division where we are going to plot our graph node. This line of code will tell us will finally plot the code. Now, the fact that this code is so simple to write, and through this code we can get such an interactive and an intuitive graph, this makes Vis.js an amazing tool for web developers. Along with this, the fact that it can handle large amounts of dynamic data also makes it an indispensable tool for web developers. We can scale up all of these networks, timelines, graphs to a very large scale, and it can be used in many real life applications.